one.
What's good, everybody? Happy Fishing Friday to each and every one of you. My mic is high. Hope y'all having a wonderful Friday. It's Fishing Friday. This is going to be a brief question and answer Friday. But as always, we got to give God some glory. One moment. All right, sorry about that. I'm getting ready to head out of here soon. So, guys, I hope you're ready. But before we do, I just want to pray real quick. And I do want to say something this morning, then we're going to get right to it. All right. So Heavenly Father, right now, God, I decrease so you can increase. God, let the words that I speak today, Father God, be acceptable in your sight, God. God, I pray that it is received from my heart to the listener, Father God, that what I am about to say, Father God, influences someone to make better choices and how they deal with whatever it is you want them to deal with. Lord, I thank you right now for an opportunity to come here and bless the people with some of my time, some of the knowledge and wisdom you have given me today. And God, we just pray that you just fill this time up, this space up with your presence. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Lord, I thank you. And it is so. Amen. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to pray before I began to speak this morning because I want to talk to you once again about balance, right? A lot of times we can just see that I'm here, I'm able to navigate the market, share content about how to trade stocks. And then yesterday we heard someone state that trading could possibly be done within the next 5 to 10 years because of artificial intelligence potentially replacing the possibility for you to be able to day trade, right? Where investing may last another 10 or 20. All of this thing is at risk. Now, if we are not preparing now for what is going to come, then we could possibly miss out. But it still requires us to have an element of balance, right? This is why during the day, I'm usually grinding, trying to find potential plays, generating signals, sharing posts, sharing information, because I want to see you be able to be positioned to grow. Just like God has given his word as basic instruction before leaving earth, right? That he has given us this instruction, right? He's also given us gifts and talents and wisdom, right? So I like to share that wisdom during the day. But in the afternoons, in the evenings, the moments when nobody's watching, all of those hats go off. I have to be a father. I have to be a husband. I have to be a servant of Christ. I have to make sure that the lawn is taken care of. I have to take care of my home, right? I have to make sure that the business is set up to where things could run properly. I have to go back and reevaluate sometimes alone and not deal with the distractions. So sometimes as you're balancing, as you're doing things, you have to learn the power of no. The power of no. The Bible even tells us, let your yeses be yes and your no's be no. Sometimes people can get so inundated with the convenience of instant gratification. We have AI, like I said, which will ultimately possibly replace technical analysis at some point. But I've seen inefficiencies in some cases of artificial intelligence right now with trading. So right now we have an opportunity to capitalize on these things, right? So while it's hot, we want to cook, right? And that's what I want for you. But I also want you to be a respecter of your time as well as everyone else's. Understand that you can't get the answers you want always. But today, Fishing Friday is an opportunity for you to get those answers. I just want to let you know that this comes from my heart to yours. I want to see you win. I want to see you win. But guess what? I got to win too, right? My winning comes from loving my wife, taking care of my kids, and being able to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, right? Everything else is just a bonus. So look, I thank God for each and every one of you guys. We're going to get right to it. Look, I know I had to keep it real. Yesterday was a tough message to deliver. And look, today I just have to let God just do what he does, right? So I hope you receive this from my heart. I love to be of service to you guys and help you guys navigate the markets. Make sure you keep tapping in because I'm going to keep dropping gems each and every day. Whether you're here or not, this is what I'm going to do, all right? So you can always catch the replays. That being said, today I do have a special going on for you guys. Let me go ahead and present my screen for you, and then we're going to get right to what you all came here for. And of course, I told you guys you can get this Elite Traders Blueprint. Today is the last day for this discount, live with Mark. Yes, the price after the discount from $5,000 to $500. You cannot beat that because, again, today with Fishing Friday, we're going to be live trading in this bundle every single Friday. Hey, excuse me. So you make sure you tap in with me and my friends. Shout out to the analysts that help things flow in the Elite Traders Blueprint. But you want to get this today, use discount code Live with Mark. Now let's take a quick look at the futures today. Let's jump on over to finviz.com. Take a look at the futures. We're looking pretty good right now. The Dow's up 0.28. S&P is up 0.42, which is beautiful. Good for your spot calls. The NASDAQ is up 0.72, 154 points. Shout out to Apple Bay for that. So that's a great sign for QQQ. It's going to be a good day. We need to see VIX come on back down and stay in a child's place, which is going to be beautiful. So we're going to see what the news is bringing us to see if that's going to have an effect on the market as well, to see if we can maybe hold these gains or maybe build a little bit more. Germany's inflation is steady at 2.8%, so looks like inflation may be stabilizing. JP Morgan says this beauty and wellness stock could be a winner. Who are they talking about? Let's see what they're talking about real quick. They're talking about ODDITY. I've never heard of this one. ODDITY. Well, look, you're seeing me do due diligence live, right? I'm gonna have to look into whatever this is, ticker ODD. So we'll look into that. I didn't plan on looking at anything for myself today, but YOLO, baby. All right, so ODD, we'll look into that. We also see, again, Apple had a great surprise beat, right? So we're not going to go into the article. Implement or not, Trump 25% tariff threat challenges auto industry. So could we see some challenges with maybe Tesla, Ford, GM? ExxonMobil beats fourth quarter. JP Morgan, that we already looked at that one. And will Bitcoin reach $1 million milestone in 2025? I would love to see it happen. Okay, so before we get to your questions and answers, make sure you screenshot this next screen. These are the biggest gainers and losers for today. You got VST, IBM. Didn't we talk about that last year? It's at 25. What? And that's got to be $25.80, not $258. Any rate, IBM is up. We got Las Vegas Sands, LRCX, TMO. Alibaba's still been moving. I think it's going to 104. Downside, we got UPS, now Comcast, CI, Microsoft, Charter, and Caterpillar. All right. So we got a couple things moving and shaking. I'm also going to go ahead and do this one extra thing for you. I've been doing it the past couple of days. This week, I don't know how long I'll keep doing it, but get your lotto plays screenshot right now. We got a lot of momentum on PayPal, which has earnings next week. We talked about that yesterday. XLF, AI, PDD. You see the screenshot it now. Now to the moment you've all been waiting for. Also, do me a favor. Go on over to www.rogers1906.com. And even if you missed this discount, go ahead and tap in at the bottom of the page, and you can put Batman in there. I'll hook you up with another discount. Also, you can join the CNC owned by my friend, my brother, Tall Guy Tycoon. I'll be seeing him in a few hours down there in Tampa, Florida. So yeah, we'll be linking up today, but you can come and join the CNC, get locked in at this price before it goes up, because it is going to go up. All right. So now you're ready. We're all ready now. Let's get on to Fishing Friday Q&A of the week. I'm going to look at the comments. So if y'all see me kind of glancing around, that's because I'm trying to see what y'all are talking about over there. Good morning. I'm going to start from the top. Good morning from Darren Shimwell. Marksman, that's my barbecue sauce. Can you please take a look at SMCI? All right, so sure, we'll look at SMCI first. Thoughts to the end of 2025. I would love to do that for you. All right, so first things first, we're going to go right on over here. Let's move this microphone out of my face. SMCI. All right, so I think SMCI, they've had earnings getting ready to come up for quite some time. It's been real crazy with them for whatever reason. But right now, it's sitting at $28.53. We see the volatility that's been happening with semiconductors. This could be creating a good buying opportunity for the longer term position. This is our 1 day time frame. and we're about to cross over $28.75. This could present an opportunity for a squeeze to fill a potential gap up to about $32 on SMCI, looking at the 1-day time frame, right? Now, with us having earnings coming up in the next 4 days on SMCI, all of this could change in the blink of an eye. All right. We may see it continue to move upward. We may see it stay stagnant around this $28 price. So you've got to be very careful with this one because of the earnings volatility that will creep in. Okay. But I do like the play for a longer term position. If we can fill that gap up, which will eventually happen at $31, then of course we'll start seeing SMCI maybe go all the way up to $33, maybe even $35 again. All right. Now, ultimately, there was a lot of legal issues with SMCI, but under this new administration, I don't know if they're going to have the same problems, right? We've got a lot of people saying to hold SMCI. And again, what I'm telling you is not financial advice, so don't take it as that. But just from what I see, SMCI is fairly neutral at the moment, okay? So that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's been a bloody month. It has no bullish momentum right now, but maybe earnings could shift that direction in the next 4 days, okay? All right, moving on to the next comment. Good morning, Manpreet. We did look at SMCI. You posted it 2 times. Good morning, Mr. Rogers. Can you take a look at Tesla and Meta, please? I'm only going to do one for the sake of everybody else. So hopefully somebody else will ask about Meta. I'll do the first one. Again, my time is very limited this morning. So let's look at Tesla. All right, so Tesla right now, it's holding the $400 price. Hopefully we have Tesla Fridays back, but of course Tesla did get downgraded on yesterday, and it may consolidate right now. It looks like we have a consolidation zone with a high of about 412.50 and a low of about 384 on the 65-minute time frame. If we can see more momentum today on the Qs or NASDAQ, thank you, Apple, again, and a breakout above 402.55, then just maybe we could test 404 all the way up to 406 on Tesla. I know Mayhem is probably glued to this thing like a piece of paper in a kindergarten class. Right now, on the downside, if we see Tesla fall below 399.26, expect it to possibly fall below the low of the day and reach a price point of about 395.88. If we go below 394.95, get bearish. All right, not financial advice. Okay, but it looks very consolidated right now on Tesla. I would love to see it go to the upside, but we just read a few seconds ago that the tariffs could have a negative impact on automobiles. Now, we know that Tesla's also an artificial intelligence company, which is fantastic. However, is the tariff also going to affect them when it comes to the autos? Okay, so just keep that in mind. Right now, we just got to watch Tesla. I think if you have time, you'll be fine. We have about 2.56 million buys and about 3 million sales. So with a negative delta, doesn't look like they want to allow Tesla to move up. All right, Preston, congratulations on getting a mentorship. Those of you who are in the mentorship, please drop some feedback in the comments. Talk about your experience. Talk about the growth, the learning that you're getting from the Three Kings mentorship. Currently, you have to be a CNC member in order to be that. So I hope that you guys are able to tap in with us, learn, grow, and make a lot of money in the process, man. Day one, we come with the heat. So it's a 4-week program, and it's worth every penny, right? So congratulations, Cheston. It's going to be a game changer. Good morning, Neil. This is one of the mentors in the Three Kings mentorship. Actionaire, man. Shout out to you, man. God bless you. I know you're in the gym right now getting it in. All right, I'm just going down the line. All right, you made the live. Good morning, JP. One of the mentees, man. I've seen this man grow. Very articulate, wise young man. Hungry for knowledge, right? All right, so thoughts on OPTT. All right, so here we go. I'm writing them down as we go because, again, I am pressed for time. All right, OPTT. This was a penny stock, and it dropped well below from where we ran it up to, right? And I think it's probably going to come down even lower. Now, I wanted Ocean Power Technologies to do well in consideration that I was hoping that energy would do well in 2025. Now, this could be one that was just a pump and dump, right? But we're seeing it kind of pull up a little bit this morning. It's up about 11% pre-market today, but we're well off of the highs on OPTT, and they may actually just be trying to shake out the weak hands, okay? We look at the 10-minute time frame. It does have a possible dead cat bounce that's trying to push it back up to that 77-cent point, but it looks like we're probably going to come down to about 63 cents on OPTT. And then if we zoom out a little bit further, we're probably going to go lower than that, 59 cents, maybe even right around 48 cents on OPTT. So if you choose the dollar cost average, great. I mean, that's up to you. Right now, analysts are saying to sell this one. There is not a price target. I'm hopeful that this particular energy company is beneficial for us later on in the future because it's using ocean waves to power electricity. But right now, I don't believe that we're ready for it. Now, maybe 10 years from now, Ocean Power Technologies will no longer be 66 cents. It'll be $69 if they're able to hold afloat up until then. But right now, expect more downward pressure on this ticker. Can you look at UPS? Absolutely. All right, UPS. All right, so UPS had earnings gap down. We created a huge gap that will eventually be filled on the daily, but I hate to tell you this, we probably are going to drop a little bit more. They may actually keep it right here between 115 and 114. Let's go to the 65-minute time frame. Get a different perspective here. Yes, Meta, go. All right, I will talk about Meta. I'll do it at the end. All right. So UPS did bounce off of a key level of 109.62 after the terrible earnings report that they had, which I'm surprised. I didn't play earnings, but I'm surprised that they missed that bad, right? With everything they got going with Amazon and whatnot. Maybe because they raised those salaries, they're being vexed. So who knows? Anyways, right now I want to see UPS inch its way up above $116, right? It'll be a bounce. I'll get a little bit of confidence at 117.46 for us to maybe see 120.97, but I don't think it will happen at least for another 3 to 4 weeks. Maybe after Amazon reports earnings next Thursday, we'll probably see UPS trickle on up back up a little bit as well. There's about $20.9 million worth of sales, but I think that this dip is a buying opportunity. Look, I want to dig a step deeper for you. Let's go over to TradyTix real quick, and I'm going to show you something because when we're looking at these things, it's, we can consider something called seasonality. So I'm going to go over to UPS, and I'm going to show you the seasonality of when UPS usually does pretty good, right? So just looking at the chart while this is loading, analysts do have a sell rating short term with the price target about 149.07. Again, I'm thinking maybe 120, 121, something like that. So while this is pulling up, why is it still doing ASML? Hopefully I'll get it pulled up, but the seasonality for UPS is something you need to consider. I won't spend a lot of time on this because I know that there are other questions that need to be answered, but I would suggest going to TradyTix, looking at the stock side. Here we go. Boom. Now we're going to move UPS. All right, so we're going to type that in. Then we go down here and we look at what's called seasonality. Now we know that March is usually good. There's about an 85% win percentage then, and November are usually pretty good, and July is okay. So right now, I'm just not expecting a lot of upward momentum for UPS. Maybe that 4-week time frame is a little bit too short. Thursdays are usually better for UPS. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays are, but here with those negative earnings, that may not be the case any longer. Look at March, look at November, look at July for a possible recovery for UPS, not financial advice. All right, moving on. You think we will get that squeeze on BYND? I think the squeeze already happened because I took profits on BYND when it did bounce, right? We're at $4.12. In order for BYND to break out, we need to be above 420. It says here the high was 421. The squeeze already happened. It happened actually from early. We got in like $3, somewhere around, 380 something. And then it ran up to about 447, pulled back, and I think the squeeze is over. Maybe we'll get another one on Beyond. This one here is not necessarily by the same amount of calories that are in your normal meat, are the same amount of calories in BYND. It's lab grown product, right? Some of it does have some other things in it, but I don't think that BYND is a strong company, right? They, even analysts list this as a sell. I think it's over with. All right. I don't think they're going to go bankrupt, but I think it's going to maintain its current price. All right. So what's Fishing Friday? How much should we bring to the table on Fridays? And what's the expected return? So Fishing Friday is a day, my day off from signaling, my day to be normal, trading just like everybody else, right? We do that only in the Elite Traders Blueprint, but you can get that CNC member or not. All right. How much should you bring to the table? How much you're willing to lose? How much you're willing to put into the market from the Elite Traders Blueprint. Now, what's the expected returns? The expected returns is a lesson, number one. And two, whatever you see as risk management, right? So my gains are not your gains are not my gains. So when you see green, you take green, you make your own money. I like to see you replicate what I practice, which is risk management, right? I can't tell you what to buy or sell. I can only say what I'm doing and tell you that this is not financial advice, because I am not a financial advisor, nor do I want to see you lose your money. So if anybody's out here telling you, hey, buy this, do that, and not a financial advisor, number one, they're putting their freedom in jeopardy. Number two, look, you're thinking about getting rich quick. I've told you guys, if it happens fast, it won't last. So don't think about getting it fast, right? If you don't know what you're doing, paper trade. Learn what I'm teaching you guys. I promise you, once you just take time to go through the classes, you will understand. I promise you, you will, right? Seen it happen thousands of times. All right. We did, somebody even asked about it. ODD. All right, so somebody asked about it, so now I'm going to go ahead and look at it. ODD was one I was going to wait until the end to look at. That thing gapped up beautifully, and it's moving hot right now. We're probably going to go to 48.16. That creates another entry point. We want to look at $49 as a potential price target. We're probably going to reject at $50.02. It's already up, but because it has ran up, let's turn the lights off. What you see? A gap down. All right, so now we have a gap down right here. That will eventually be filled. We could possibly come back to 46.98 after the run up. So be prepared for that to happen. But right now, like I said, we're pushing our way up, and we possibly will not reject too hard until maybe $50. Maybe on the shorter times, we'll see a little bit something different. Here's that 10-minute time frame. We're at 47.75. There's gaps all over the place on this thing, right? But I think these gap downs, of course, will be filled. All right. So here's another one, 47.03. So we could possibly come back there. But I want to see what's going on with ODD once the market opens, to see if this holds. I'm getting a sell signal right now in the 10-minute time frame. So I would just watch this one, not financial advice. It has broken the 20 EMA, which is a bullish sign. I like the fact that it's moving in that direction. But again, just be cautious on it because the bell hasn't rang. So watch it for a while before jumping on it, because 9 times out of 10, the people that are already in it will be securing their bags, which will possibly cause a little bit of a sell-off, which also allows us to make money to possibly fill those gaps to the downside with some puts. All right. Here we go. Kelsey. The other one I was going to cover. Can you look at Meta? Yes, I would love to. So funny story. Actually, it's not funny, but it's funny to me. I did something I never do, right? I got 1 DTEs, dollar cost averaged them, and swung them. In fact, I swung a lot of them, right? On Meta itself. So Meta right now, pre-market, is breaking out of a consolidation zone. I have jokingly but seriously said I want to see Meta go to $714, right? No, my strike price is not $714, but I want to see it go to $714. Today, we've got to be very conscientious to see if Meta can get back above $698.10. All right, we're already trying to get out of consolidation, and I really want to see it happen. I want to see it in the sevens. Okay, if that happens today, great, right? So levels are $698.10, $704.08, $707.08, $708, $710, and 713.85. I know that's a lot, right? Now, we have to also keep in mind when Meta ran after earnings, it did create a couple of gaps. We have a small gap down at 690, but we caught some support right there. Right now, if we go below 692.16, I like puts with the 690 price target and possibly going back down to 688 to fill a gap, catch some support there, right? We're bouncing off that 0.618 Fibonacci. Meta is looking good, right? It's better for swings than what I did. But I will tell you, if it does run, I will be cooking. Okay. So I hope that you're able to cook off Meta too. I like it at 692 right now. We got to get above this 693 like yesterday and hold it. Go back above 700 and it's game on. All right. So we did ODD. We did Meta. We got 8 minutes. And now we're going over to Tempus AI. Tempus AI. I'm surprised nobody's asked about crypto, but it's cool. All right, so we know Nancy helped this thing pump all the way to $61. We rejected at $61.53. We're back at 60. Whoa, we're back at $60. That's pretty good, though. We're bouncing. Looks like we may create a bull flag on Tempus AI. As we zoom out, it still hasn't presented a true sell signal just yet. 61.53 is going to cause this thing to go back up. But again, there's a lot of attention on this thing now. Nancy struck again, as they say. And now on the 1 day time frame, we're probably going to see another test of maybe getting back to $70, right? It looks like consolidation breaks out at 74.26. So those longer term plays should actually do very well on Tempus AI. We know where the country's headed with artificial intelligence. We know the threat and the positive things that it can do for us. The analyst price target on Tempus was only 56.89. So technically it's overvalued, but this is a strong buy. Let's zoom in a little bit more to see if we have any support levels, what to look for the downside if it does trend downward at all. So if we fall below 59.73, we want our price target to be around 58.51 on Tempus AI. Okay. All right. So I'm moving fast so I can get as much of these in as I can. All right. Thoughts on Dropbox. I don't even know the ticker name for Dropbox. So I'm just going to type the word in DBX. Okay. Thank you. All right. It's my first time ever looking at this one. Lindy, so thank you for bringing this to light. So I don't use Dropbox personally. I know that a lot of people do use it. As I'm looking at the chart, it does appear to be in a consolidation zone on the 10-minute time frame and the 65-minute time frame. If it falls below 31.91, which is the bottom of consolidation, then it's going to drop and maybe just hold at 31 price. It looks like it's so consolidated in that range. But if we can break out of $32.68, then just maybe we'll fill a gap up to about $32.93 and maybe test $33. The price on this one has been so consolidated for quite some time. Looks like the high on this thing was around 33.43, and it has not gone beyond that space. So I'm not excited about just how this thing looks overall. Even analysts call for a $34 price target within a year's time, with some saying this is a hold, some is saying it's a buy. Most of them are saying just hold it. So I don't expect a lot of price action in the short term on Dropbox, but who knows what will happen with artificial intelligence, where this could go, and the fact that they have earnings coming up in the next 13 days. That'll put us on February the 20th. So it may be worth catching the position for earnings on either side, because I honestly don't know. I don't utilize the service personally and patronize the business, but for those that do, I mean, this is something that I know is used in a lot of small companies, small businesses, etc. So it could be beneficial, but personally, I don't see this one as a buy. But that's not financial advice. It's just what I see. All right. Great. Any thoughts on Ethereum? I am so glad somebody asked about crypto. All right, so let's go take a look at ETH/USD. All right. So Ethereum is in a really good place, okay? Right now, we're under 10K, which is still cool. But if we've been positioning ourselves all this time and we have at least 32 Ethereum, you own a whole node. You're going to get 8% if you stake your Ethereum, right? Now, if you own some Ethereum, I still love it for staking, but Ethereum looks like it really wants to go off, just like Bitcoin, just like XRP, most crypto. And I still think that the use case, because of the smart contracts and everything that could be built off of Ethereum, we're still early to the party, okay? We can get kind of excited if we can see Ethereum break 4,000 $3,428. 4,000 would be exciting though. $3,428, right? That's a good level for us. If we break that level, we have just crossed the 0.618 Fibonacci. Looks like it will possibly run to about $3,700 or higher. We can get even more excited if we break 3,900 and then inch our way back to retest the high of 4109. Now, I did see that Bitwise has filed for a spot ETF on Ethereum, right? So we go a little step deeper and look at the news on Ethereum, right? We see that there was an important daily close, right? We'll just look at the headline. This is a tweet. All right, so Ethereum, important daily close, especially saying we're headed to the weekend, which is generally pretty slow. So a daily close and breakout with some consolidation would be a nice setup for next week. This is what they're mapping out. They're showing it's breaking out of a descending triangle. So this thing looks like it really wants to go. And I'm just patiently waiting, right? Because I do think with everybody getting these spot ETFs, that it really will help our cryptocurrencies, right? So I just think that we're pretty much being suppressed so all the rich, the wealthy, and the elite and the banks can load up, right? That's why we're staying stagnant. They've been buying this stuff all along. So that's what I think is happening. All right. Now, somebody asked me here, what are my thoughts on SoFi? I was on the phone with them yesterday, and I was asking them some questions. I still think SoFi is a great fintech company, great mobile bank. And we're probably going to be priced at $16 for a little minute. Okay. I would love to see it retest that $18 price point. We've actually filled a small gap, and I see this one as a longer term buy. If inflation cools off, I think SoFi will do extremely well. I'm talking about $22 to $25 is my price prediction on SoFi. But right now, we've got to break out of this wall of consolidation. $16.98 is going to be your alert price. You can even just say $17. At $17, we'll start climbing back up to $18 and maybe a little bit higher, right? Inflation must come down. Bond yields must come down. The dollar also must depreciate just a little bit for us to see that happen, okay? But I still think this one is a long-term buy. You're not too late if you're a long-term investor. Shares will probably be a little bit more safe for SoFi, but I do like the ticker. All right. All right, so this is going to be the last one that I get today. Zscaler, ticker ZS. All right, so this legend that asked this question, he already probably knows the answers already because he's the GOAT. But Zscaler is breaking a key level, it tested a key level at 205. We break out of 205, and it looks like it wants to run. Looks like the trend is actually reversed on Zscaler. We can have a 209 price target. Earnings are actually scheduled for February the 27th. I'll go a step deeper. We'll look at the highest volume options on Zscaler for you, right? This is why I love trading ticks, not financial advice. ZS. All right, ZS. All right, so the 192 and a half calls expiring 221.25 is the most dominant. And it looks like if we go down here, we can see that there are not a lot of put options. They're also buying the $230 calls expiring April the 17th. Let's go another step deeper. Let's look at the unusual well flow alerts on this one. Ticker ZS. All right, ZS. All right. A lot of call options being bought. Here's one for $370, expiring January 16, 2026. So considering the fact that earnings are February the 27th, I like the fact that implied volatility could build on this one, my brother. Let's look at the weekly time frame. We can see that it's likely undervalued, and we also see that we're in a bull flag overall on the weekly. All right, our high was around 376. Looks like we're expecting to maybe at least get to about 225. 225 is going to be a huge sign for you and anybody who invests in this. There are more buys than sells when we look at the volume. 190 million volume in buying, 172 million in selling, right, with a positive delta of 10%. This one looks like it wants to run, wants to go. I think you just made a wonderful signal, brother Neil Blyther. Thank you so much for dropping this. As we look at the analyst rating, they have a 227 and 45 cent price target as a strong buy and a hold. So I like this one for swing trading or any squeezes to the upside. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Make sure you tap in with us in the CNC. Join the mentorship as well. We are ready to get it going. This is Marquise. I'm so glad to see you. JP says it's been a huge impact on him. He said impactful. And I'm so glad to see all you guys. So somebody asked about XLE. I'll tell you, energy is something that you need to be looking at all the way to the end of 2025. I have May as a potential price, but we've had some crazy action we had some crazy action on energy, right? I want to answer this last question going back to Ethereum, since that was my only crypto question today. I stake it on Coinbase, right? Coinbase is my safe space for Ethereum. That's the only thing I have on there. I think I have Ethereum, and I can just look. Let's see. Ethereum and Litecoin, right? I have Litecoin on there as well. So those are the two that I look at closely on there. Real quick, let's just take a quick glance at crypto. I didn't plan on doing this, but we could take a look at it real quick. I got 3 minutes, and then I got to bounce. But great questions today. I try to keep these between 30 and 40 minutes when I'm looking at questions. As you guys know, we talked about balance this morning. You got to put your family first, ladies and gentlemen. Don't put the bag first before family. It will cost you. All right. I'm just telling you. So I'm good over here, but I'm just letting you know. It will cost you. So put your family first. All right. So looking at our crypto right now, Ethereum looks good. Solana's still at 240. Everything pretty much looks the same as yesterday right now. So yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing any excitement yet, but again, I told you that all they're doing is going and buying it. So, again, make sure you tap in with my friends in the CNC. Expect some big, great things coming soon. So I'm very excited for each and every one of y'all. Remember to always, always, always keep God first and then secure the bag. And guess what? I'll see you guys next Monday, maybe sooner. You just never really know. Have a great weekend, y'all. Peace.